Good evening, everybody. It is a Sunday evening. It is a late night for me, but I'm home alone and I was doing some work, so I thought, hey, why not hop on here and kind of just chat with some folks, whoever stops in, whoever wants to chat, while I am working on some stuff. Nothing too terribly exciting. I am currently working on exporting some episodes of Starwall because we've got some inconsistencies with some of the older episodes that I wanted to get shored up because I want to have the biggest consistency and quality that we can get for the show as we go forward. So I guess we'll see how that all pans out. Really heavily dependent on if anybody stops in, anybody who wants to come in and say hi. We'll kind of see where we go from there. I just realized I do not have anything to drink right now. I am parched, and that is very unfortunate. I wonder, I don't even think I marked my mid-roll. Oh, Lordy. What am I doing here? Okay, so this is at 2316 682. So I can come in here. Where are you, Starwall? 45. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on the last 11 episodes and kind of see where we can get those in there. 45, 26. You remember what I said, right? 20, 23, 16. Gosh, I just have to check again just to make sure. I mean, I could probably find it in here somewhere, but I just don't want to right now. It is 2316. Yeah, that's just what I said. Okay, so let's zoom in here a little bit. 2316 is right around here. So that is the mid-roll spot. So I'm just going to kind of pop that in there. And we'll just do a quick save as for that. I do have various other things kind of popped up on my other monitor. So I'm going to be kind of all over the place with in terms of where I am looking. So hopefully if somebody does message, I'll be able to hear it in my ears and kind of go from there. So where are we sitting now? Okay, so I do have that all set. This is episode 45. Let me go ahead and just double check to see what we got going on here. Edit add location. I'm just posting it to Megaphone right now. Looks like we just have some right at the very end, some right at the very beginning. Kind of lazily thrown in there. That's okay. We'll make it work. So I'm gonna go ahead and give me my episode here. And we're going to cut that and move it into the shared folder for our public episodes. Because I really want to get things all squared away there. And then I can remove that. We're going to quickly drag and drop that across both monitors. So 45, 308, perfect. Can't see what I'm doing, but that's okay. This is a full episode. I don't think we need any episode art. James already got everything in there. It's got Starwall on it. Perfect. Let's go ahead and set that scheduled for this coming Tuesday release, and we're good to go there. Yes, I want to keep those locations. And once that is done, well, it looks like it's not really encoding anything. So I'm going to go ahead and add locate it right now. unless it yells at me. This may take a few minutes, it says. It's currently processing, so I will have to wait a little bit as that loads, but that's okay. That means I can move on to the next one real quick. So, how is everyone doing tonight is the big question. It is the end of the week or the beginning of a week, depending on your perspective. And I am just wanting to relax and have some interactions with some cool folks. That is my big desire right now. My kids are at my mom's. My wife is out of town at a friend's house for the weekend. I think there was like a music festival, or is that later on? I can't remember. And that is going until Tuesday. So until Tuesday, I am going to be basically alone with the cats. So I do hope to do a little bit more streaming, so I can actually have some fun in my downtime, but we'll kind of see how things pan out, right? Now, I'm not dragging them down to be in the ambience here. I am just trying to get that so I can stage this credits sequence, so I can easily get this exported. So this is just a lot of little technical fixes going on in here. I also need to figure out where the mid-rolls are supposed to be, right? So this episode is about 50 minutes or so. So we're looking right around the 25-minute mark, give or take. This is kind of how I figure out where the mid-rolls are supposed to go.
I can imagine him like just rubbing an ingredient across the surface of his body and like understanding how it would taste.
And understanding how it would taste. Like, it's fascinating. Like,
gosh, I don't remember. I got to listen to the series again.
He would like hit things and then feel the vibrations and try to smell out. We try to smell out like.
I was just talking about Peter, I think.
All right, folks, we've talked about a shokugeki. All right, folks, we've talked about a shokugeki. We've talked about a shokugeki of how, because you've got no money at this point, you're going to need to challenge a restaurant to get some spices for free. Drew, I would like you to roll that die, because we're going to figure out what restaurant you smell the hell root at.
Let's do it.
I want to clarify, we have some money because Jessica gave us some money.
Jessica did
give you, not enough for what we need.
Okay, so they're talking about shokugeki. That's going to kind of get into a lengthier conversation in there. So let's go back a little ways.
Wasabi.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
So like it does that. It also like enhances the flavor because it opens your sinuses in a big way and things like that. He's like, yeah, if we can get some hell root, anything else, like other things would be great, but that's necessary. And I don't think we have any. I mean, we have a little bit. We have a little bit left, but not enough to do an entire party or something like that. So let's see here. We see Harker walking around. I imagine this place is like a mall, but instead of shops, they're all restaurants.
Yeah.
I would love to have a lot more time to enhance these episodes a little bit further.
There's like a central like open air place where there's a big like a food court-esque thing in the middle.
I've been trying to remember Coruscant.
Mm-hmm.
It's just levels on levels on levels on levels.
Levels on levels.
There's like, I think it's somewhere
doing
in China,
some Los Cerberus world building right now.
Cube City.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like it is that vibe. So it's like if they built a Cube City on top of old Las Vegas. It is, yeah, but it has the mall vibe to it. So there are these open atrium spaces, so it's not quite as claustrophobic as just hallways, but like it is this, you are enclosed in a way that you weren't before.
We see Harker sniffing the air, trying to be, okay, let's see if I used to be able to do this. It used to be like a fun game Piter and I would do, where we would, it's a funny thing because Piter doesn't have like olfactory nerves. He can't really smell. He tastes in a different way. It's more about like, he's able to understand the vibration of taste
Ah, sick.
So like anytime we would have food, he would hit the plate and he'd be able to taste it.
I can imagine him like just rubbing an ingredient across the surface of his
so
body.
this is the
and,
rubbing
like,
the ingredients.
understanding how it would taste.
And understanding how it would taste. Like, it's fascinating. Like, but we would do this thing where we would try, he would like hit things and then feel the vibrations and try to smell out. We try to smell out like a particular ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, we've talked about a shokugeki.
All right, so I think
All right.
this is probably the best culprit for a mid-roll right here, honestly. So we're going to be just grabbing my mid-roll stainer. Here we go. And I've got little markers in there of kind of where it's supposed to fade in and out. It's a 5.5 second gap. And then I can just go here and hit a mid-roll marker. And now when I export this, it's going to be pretty nice. Okay, so this does take a few minutes. So I'm gonna set this up here. Actually, no, I don't need to right now. This one is not super time sensitive. So let's move on to the next episode. And here is where we're gonna be just kind of blasting away the old Patreon ending and pulling in the credits. And now I've got 4 different end credits on rotation. What we ended up doing is each of the cast of the show recorded a whole episode ending credits. And then I pieced it together. So like James does the opener and the closer for the credits. And then each of the cast talks about who they play on the show and where you can find them online. So it kind of gives you that whole like montage of the cast and their voices at the end, which I thought fit really well for a show that is both about and not about found family and coming together and, you know, putting some cool stuff in motion into the universe as the Starwell folks are doing. So it was a nice little editing metaphor, I guess you could say. This is 52 minutes long, so we're looking kind of right around here or so. Elevated tie, not really sure.
I mean, since we're talking about tie poking things, it is. What's the name for this move in anime?
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, it's
Like directly send thought to and control. So it's just the one, and it keeps slipping away because technically my ooze can shrink and pass through spaces as small as a keyhole. So they can't catch me.
I have a question. When it comes to
They do a lot
tie
of
suit,
world building
is
in this
Ty
show,
still
which I
Ty
love.
sized and Harker is in it?
No, I mean, Ty can shrink or get bigger as needed. So Ty shrank down to
Shrank down
about
to it. Cool.
Harker size, but can also make you taller.
So there is a moment where Harker goes over to a like a shelf and gets elevated up to get the thing.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, Harker, you would definitely see Harker in the very beginning being like, this is weird. This is a weird thing. I need to not think about it. And by the end, it'd be like, this is super handy. Like,
This is the best. It's like, hey, can you get that spice over there? And it just slingshots.
Yeah, so that's getting a little too far in for, but I mean, like, we're right in that ballpark, right? Give or take, that area somewhere there has to be a mid-roll.
Question to you is, how is that affecting the dish? What point do you do that in the cooking process, and what does it look like?
I think what
The dish into the 9th layer of hell, which is cold. To get some kind of like flash freezing effect. My question.
Okay, so flash freezing effect.
So there's there's the whole thing. Now I want to hear about going into the fire. Like, this is the heart
Of
Okay,
there's the whole thing.
I think right here is going to be our mid-roll. I think that should work out well. So it's about 5.5, and we're at 4.17 in a gap. So this is going to be 5.0503, somewhere on there. I don't know. That might be okay. And let's pull in those mid-roll stainers again. And that fits perfectly. That's fine. All right, so this is another mid-roll marker there. And that will be another export soon. And we'll be able to kind of get those set in the podcast feed as we go. This next one, this is episode 48, I think. Do I even have any markers on here? Yeah, this is episode 48. So this one also, we need to pull the ending music off, pull in the actual ending music, and this one's a little bit trickier. Where are we at? Let's move you forward and then move you. You right here. Come on, down. Into the session audio block, because that will give us some extra ducking automatically. I have like a masking effect that is from Isotope, that basically when people are talking, if you mask their talking over the music, it will basically cut out the frequencies of the voices that are currently talking. So you don't lose much quality in the music itself, but it makes everybody a lot more clear to hear. So that's why I need to set them on the proper tracks, because all of my music goes through a music bus, and all of my voices go through a voice bus, and the voice bus auto unmasks from the music tracks, which is pretty slick. It's a nice little thing that I had discovered as part of one of the bundles I had bought a long time ago. But I can't live without it right now. Otherwise, I would have to manually cut out some frequencies and stuff like that if I really wanted the ultimate clarity. But I'm not paid enough for that, I would say. That'd be an extra few hours of work, and that's kind of gross. Okay. Where are we sitting at? 4 to 48-ish. So we're looking at about 24 minutes. It is fancy and technical, Jess. Hi, welcome. It's really interesting the way that the audio effects kind of blend together, right? I think it's really cool how you can force it to kind of fit itself in there so it doesn't actually get overwritten by the music itself. I know I'm having, there we go. Now we got actual sound for people chatting. So thanks, Jess, for that. Yeah, it's an interesting process. So I am looking at about 24 minutes for this next one. I think we're moving between locations here.
And we go over to, I think it's so I'm hoping you're just sticking it to the man.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of experience in that area. So if you ever have any questions, I am a 100% open book for you, Jess. Anytime.
So I'm hoping you're just sticking it to the man then. And we go over to, I think it's literally like.
Okay, I think this is probably a good bumper for that. I did have like an actual blend of one into the other here, but I think we're going to kind of just do a hard cut So I don't think we need all of that. Okay, where are we? This is what I need. Mid-roll. This is one of the things I don't know if like Reaper allows for these sorts of things, but what I ended up doing is I have these wave files that I put markers inside the files themselves. And so the markers are part of the metadata of the files. And when Audition loads the wave file in, it can read the marker metadata. So it gives me these little dotted lines that might be a little hard to see on the stream. But these little dotted lines that give me like, hey, between here and here, that's your full mid-roll bumper. And then before that, that's the lead up into the mid-roll. And after that, it's the outro from the mid-roll. And then there's this little silence gap that I also marked off in there that tells me, hey, this is the mid-roll. And if I just put the mid-roll marker anywhere in there, it will allow me to easily find it when I export the episode. So that one was fairly easy. Those ambient shifts are interesting. Yeah, the OBS markings for DaVinci edits, absolutely. I haven't used DaVinci, but I know it is pretty comparable to a lot of editing softwares out there. This episode ended with the Starwall theme crescendoing and then trailing off into the actual ending. Interesting. Okay. So this goes here. And we need to bring the middle credits back here. And then I need to pull, we're rotating back up to James for his intro outro. And I just cut out these little bits. I probably should pull them in because every single time I pull in the file itself, it creates a new copy of the file. And that's annoying because now I'm just bloating my directory for no reason. But it's easier to pull from the directory that's already up than to find the little thing here. See, I've got 3 different Jameses up here. Drew, Ellie, and Mel. 2 different characters. Like 3 different intro with stingers. I could make it a lot more efficient if I chose to, but who has the time? Okay, so we're looking at 49 minutes, give or take. About 45 or so. So looking right around the 24-minute mark. Nothing too exciting going on right around that mark. We got to zoom in, zoom out. So maybe right after that.
Go around him.
Yeah, it zooms out and then zooms in real quickly.
So, what changed?
I think restaurants trap you. So, I tried to build a restaurant that wouldn't be a trap. This changes the meal every night, and there are 20 different ways to work with the same ingredients and same themes every night.
So this is Piter, I think.
Love being in Los Cerberus all the time, I'll admit,
this is Piter.
but enough things ship here that it's convenient to get all of the things that I might require.
It's a giant
the
rock
contract that I have
person.
with the city is good, but, you know, I might decide to travel. Who knows? I wasn't planning on doing this as long as I did until we got a stone.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, congratulations.
So I got the Firestone.
I mean, when they do the judging and things like that, it's usually like a meal, like a particular thing. Well,
That's a little far back from where the mid-roll probably should be, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
like, is she like imagination worthy? Like,
Oh, yes and no. There's all sorts of things that we need to do. Obviously, it's enough to travel around within the skull. But
yeah.
I think if we were to take it somewhere else, we need to put together a little bit more money to, get an engine in her, and then all of the engines leave a resonance about them. That's the tricky thing with these mobile places. If you use a boredom drive, then boredom's going to be in the room. You have to flush everything out.
Yeah, and it's going to go into your food. People are going to taste it. It's going to be dull. I understand that. I get that. But yeah, this was delicious, by the way.
This one's a hard one. Because you want the mid-roll to be kind of like a mini cliffhanger. So I'm struggling to put one in.
So, how is restaurant life treating you? It's been
in like a very mundane conversation.
Years. Pretty good actually. We're mobile. That's why I asked.
You're mobile too?
Yeah. We went mobile. And we're out kind of food trucky now. Place to place.
That's a different kind of life.
It's a different type of life. And you know what? I'm enjoying it.
I could see that for you.
Yeah. I did a bunch of different things. I took what you said to heart, and I tried a bunch of things. I tried coffee shops and cafes and bakeries, a maid cafe, a bunch of different things.
Maid cafe.
And I tried a diner at one point, tried a fast food joint, just reinventing a bunch of different times, and kind of settled on the last thing, restaurant-y, kind of like this. And when we decided to go mobile with it, it really felt like it clicked. Like I learned a lot of the things that I needed to learn beforehand.
Sure.
And now being out here and doing a bunch of stuff, like we're on a big job right now, which is I'm super excited about. He's like, it's for a big kind of event, very hush hush. I can't really talk about it, but
you're doing the Meridian wedding. You must be.
Of course, I'm doing the Meridian wedding. Yeah.
You've got a guild member right here.
Yeah.
And I apologize. We are just talking like old war buddies.
I'm sorry, Ty. Sorry about that.
Totally understandable.
How did you meet my dear Harker?
I think that's probably going to be the best mid-roll that we can get right there. How did they meet? Nice little mini teaser of sorts. I can pull in mid-roll stainer again. Get almost, that's about almost perfect. So no adjustments needed there. What is mid-roll? Okay, so that is all the episodes. It is, yeah, finding for when you're in the middle of a long, mundane conversation in a show that goes between like super slice of life and like high octane action, is really hard to find that mid-roll sweet spot. But I think that's good enough, because like coming out of that mid-roll, what do we got?
Oh, that's kind of a long story, but I guess long story short is we lived in the same building, and that building
we went mobile.
Yeah,
we went mobile.
Okay, went mobile. That's an understatement. I don't know if you've listened to the show at all, Jess, but like the original premise of the show was these tenants of this apartment complex on a small world called Caldera accidentally turned into a spaceship and then crossed into a different dimension, and they got lost completely. And from there, shenanigans ensued, and now they are a mobile apartment spaceship restaurant that is looking for the components and ingredients for the wedding of the ex-best friend / adventuring party of two of the main characters of the show. So there's a lot going on. So that is this session. Yeah, it is a charming cast, a charming group of people. We've had a few guests on the show as well. And I know, let's see, we're on session 14, so I need session 15 open, which I think I might actually have open already. So let me pop in there. But yeah, it is currently up to episode 45 on the public feed is dropping on Tuesday. And we're in, I think, episode 8 of the 3rd season with that episode dropping. So all of these episodes that I'm putting together here right now are kind of all the backlog of episodes that I want to get the proper mid-roll points. I want to put the proper credits on because for the longest time, life was just a chore and a half, and I was not able to actually properly put all these credits in. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now as a kind of, I don't know. Well, let's see, James did the last one. Kind of a pro bono thing for the network because I want the show to be presented as well as possible. And it was annoying to me that I wasn't able to get to posting the episodes myself. So James just pulled the Patreon feed episodes and slapped them in there with the descriptions and all that sort of stuff. So that was great. They were getting out there, but they weren't presenting the credits at the end. They weren't presenting any mid-roll spots. Everything was kind of a little jarring compared to the first 40 episodes or so. So I'm trying to unjar it, basically. Let's see. I need the characters now. This one's going to be pretty easy because it's just the one episode here. Is it? Where is this? Going to 130? From about 30. Yeah, we're almost about an hour of an episode here. So if we go right in the middle, we're in the middle of a big song here. Oh, this is a giant... This is a big combat in the middle of the restaurant that they were just talking in. So at the end of that episode, there was some stuff that happened and some stuff went down with a mysterious figure or something that entered. And now there's this big fight against this mysterious figure. And that's all this episode was. Curious if there is a natural breakpoint right around here, though.
You are like, it is hard not to see the wolf jaws. I think you were actually bowled over by this. The wolf jaws are like kind of like crunching down on you, and I feel like you fall back into and this is complication, so I will say you fall back and you are now like kind of entangled in this fallen chandelier. And
yeah, I think right here is probably a decent spot. Kind of go there and we'll see kind of how this fades in. Mid-roll stainers. Let's see, almost perfect. It's going to overlap the actual music here just a tad, but like not even that much. It's only doing a lot of the silent part going in there. So that's perfectly fine. Mid-roll. That should be good. Okay, so this episode's done. This whole session is done because there was only one episode in this session. Very weird session, honestly. Very short because there was only, I think, James, Mel, and Drew there. Allie was not a part of that session specifically. So now we're going into session 16. It's episodes 51 and 52. Almost to that point where we're caught up. And now, as of this last Wednesday, I turned in my last episode of Campaign Skyjacks. So I handed over the reins to Shavik on the network. She is fantastic at editing. And I was just not able to keep up with the weekly releases of Skyjacks and keep it good quality and maintain mental health. So I said, you know what, I have to give this up, unfortunately, because my day job was just killing me otherwise. So thankfully Shavik was available and transition has been smooth so far. So now I'm getting my brain back into like, okay, what projects do I have to focus on now? I've got Starwall. So this is my attempt to try to fix my my Starwall brain a little bit. And then I also have Roll for Recall, which I need to complete about 4 or 5 episodes before July. So I can have all of that done. And then I've got a 3 or 4 episode padding with one of the other cast of Roll for Recall is doing sessions 1 and 3, and I'm doing sessions 2 and 4. So session 2 has about 4 or 5 episodes in it. So I can technically get the first couple done and we'll be good for a little bit, but I want to get as much done as I can before July. And then Starwall, we've got like 2 or 3 world building episodes, and apparently the entire season 4 is now recorded. So I want to get in there and see what that season is all about for sure. So I'm excited to get to that point. So we want to get some credits in here. I need to add like a few minutes. Let's say I think 2 minutes should do it there. Just so we're not overlapping the following episode at all. And then we need, let's see, I think I did Drew last time. So we are going to be doing, where are you? Credits, Alley. This time. Kind of fit that right in there. And cut that out. Shift these over ever so slightly. And then we can get the characters in there as well. There we go. We'll save that. And then this needs to be auto ducked. Duck 3 credit, C3 credits ducking. And then what that's going to do is that's just going to automatically lower the volume slightly before getting into the credits and slightly after. So that way we get some decent audio quality there without the music blaring in the background. So now that I have that, now I have to find the mid-roll. 53 minutes. So we're looking at like a 25-minute-ish, give or take, right around here. Let's see, quiet hallway. Ambience changes over to a hotel room, to a creek trickle. Raved themed spa. Okay.
Make sure that you get your nap.
I can nap anywhere.
I know, but you can work. You've worked really hard. You deserve to sleep.
I can sleep anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's go to the pool. Let's go to the pool and sleep.
You want to? Okay, we can go to the pool and
We
sleep.
can go to the spa and sleep.
We can go to the spa and sleep. Okay.
Wherever you want to go.
And I think what we do see is we see them go to the rave-themed spa.
Oh my god.
I have to imagine the lights are
Is
dimmer.
it pastel instead of neon?
Oh, it's like pastel.
It's the same, but it's
soft
pastel
lighting.
instead
It's
of
softer
neon.
lighting.
The
yeah.
wall.
Okay, so they're getting a whole string of world building here. So maybe it's going to be like right after that. What is
And
this?
I think she's there for the launch. I think like while everyone else is off doing things, Felicia is standing in like the spa area. There's a big like open dome, like it's a dome where everyone is kind of gathered as whatever. Did you decide the shape of this?
We haven't said yet.
No, but if we're calling it
more world building. Okay, so they get into a lot of world building throughout this whole series, which again is lovely, but a nightmare for when trying to figure out where things are supposed to be, kind of transitioning between scenes and whatnot. We got an arcade ambiance here. Like, what is this all about?
Hero goes up to the reception desk. Hey,
Okay, so that's just a short transition. Can't really use that too much. Gosh.
Some kind to pay for this, or how does that work? Like, what do we do?
Well, it's a
about
Fey pact in some way.
I guess if the bank
Hero has to say his true name.
I kind of think like I do think saying your true name should be a requirement for like some kind of banking thing. I like the idea because we have the
And Wedge has just finished signing a piece of paper that someone has held out to her.
his eyes are wide.
Uncle Hero, I signed us up for the zip line.
Yes, and I think we cut there.
Okay, signed us up for the zip line. I
signed us up for the zip line.
I think that's probably a good spot for that. Why not? I think this will be kind of just a pretty simple mid-roll cut. Let's see if that is good enough. Nope. But we can fade out a little bit on these tracks, the ambiance and the music, because the music is part of the ambiance in this case. The whoosh, however, I don't need that trailing into the next scene.
I signed us up for the zip line.
Okay, that's fine. I like shocking shenanigans leading into mid-rolls as well. That's always fun. Okay, so that episode is all set now. Yeah, I'm excited to have a slightly smaller workload going forward. I should be able to maintain the same amount of income because it's like I'm getting paid the same amount regardless of what I'm working on, right? Except for character creation cast. If we were still recording that, which we can't due to life reasons on Amelia's side, that's free work on my part because, you know, what else am I going to do? And then Panda's Talking Games, I do get paid for that. However, it is like barely anything. It's like $10 an episode, but like I signed up for that myself because it takes less than an hour to do. And Phil and Senda are fantastic, and they don't have much money in the podcast coffers over on that side. So as a favor to them, I took over editing at a very cheap rate because I noticed that the quality of their episodes were dramatically worse than they were, you know, pre-pandemic when they actually had spoons to edit. So it's been working out really nicely, though. Been able to guest a couple times on their show. That was always a lot of fun. Get that in here. We got Mel closing out the episode here. And then I forgot to just copy it from the last one. So let me duck this one too. There we go. Okay, so that ducking is done. So now I need to actually see where in the world this mid-roll goes. At about the 25-minute mark, which would be kind of here-ish. Let's see, end action music, ambience quiet. So we got some ambience shifting going on here.
Literally a battlefield that they built a city on top of.
Yeah. I think it's definitely rolly, like everyone leaves and the place is quiet, and we see Rolly like roll out of the main apartment, and then it's just quiet piano music as we watch Rolly roll his way across like the city.
I think he tries to find the quietest paths too. Like he skitters up the side of a building and like takes winding paths across rooftops. To get there.
And like eventually get onto a shuttle and then
This was a
fly
very sad
to like an asteroid
montage.
and then like go to a war memorial, and it's just Rolly going to different war memorials and seeing things.
Yeah.
Okay, I think right before this is like a transition though.
I think last one's I want to know what Rolly does.
Okay.
Really good.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Good for them. I think last one's
Yeah, I think that's probably a good spot here. 5.5, and give me that mid-roll bumper. Am I just pulling in like dozens and dozens of more things? Like which directory is this coming into? Session 16. Yeah, that's the one that I should be using. The ones on the bottom would be more correct. There we go. / midroll. Okay, so now that that one is all set, going to hop back to 15 because I don't think I auto ducked the end credits on there, and I don't want to forget that when I go to actually export these. I did not. So that will go there, and we're good to go. Once it finally processes that auto ducking, we can save this one. Perfect. Okay, so sessions 14 through 16 are all set. Let me then open 17 if it's not already. I think 17 is the one that I'm currently on. I do have a new episode to actually do the editing for. That's not going to be happening tonight because it is late. And I need to get to that probably tomorrow and Tuesday for the most part. Now that I don't have like a Wednesday or a Tuesday evening deadline for Skyjacks, like that was a huge weight off my shoulders, that's for sure. Okay, so way back here here is the episode 53 beginning, starting at 5.5 minutes, and we're going all the way to what, 52 minutes. First we have to pull in the actual credits music from session 17. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, and then actually I already have it in here. I'm just going to go and grab it because then it'll grab all the auto ducking and it'll put those in the right spots as well. There we go. And I do have some old markers here that I don't really need anymore. Outtakes for 55, end of episode 53. I'll move that to the end there just for consistency. And then let's see, I believe Mel was the last one. So we're back up to James. And I think James, Drew, Allie, and I think I've got James on here as well. So maybe I'll just start with Drew. Why not? That should be okay. James is on the mic all the time. So we can skip him on the opening credits for one episode. That's fine. Okay. So we are looking around that 20 25-minute mark, give or take, which is probably around the 30-minute mark because we've got that 5-minute buffer in the beginning of outtakes and stuff that I ended up not using. So I'm curious, what do we have here? Rummaging in paper, magazines. Oh gosh, they're back at Call Duty's apartment, I think here. Call Duty is a potomy, I believe. That is like a streamer mercenary of sorts. They've got all these potomies. They're like the big hippopotamus people, just like Petronella, one of the main characters, played by Allie. And at this convention, all the potomy are like codenamed after first-person shooter games. So Call Duty is the potomy that Petronella first meets here in Los Cerberus.
Just like completely as he cannot pull Dragonling culture into his brain.
Zach, are you okay?
No,
Zach?
hang up. I'm caught up in this weird magazine.
The pages are flipping.
I was gonna. So I think as this like conversation had been taking place and as it had been clearly escalating, that there has just been in the background in this room like a tent of pornography like slowly moving across the floor, like trying to get there, but unfortunately becoming closer and closer to you. And as you fall into it, Tag is like, as you're like shouting that you've fallen into something strange, Tag is gonna just like put a hand over your mouth and like shh.
That's weird. It's gone quiet. His little legs are kicking.
Amazing. I think this is probably a good mid-roll point, honestly. Right here. Dylan from One Shot Podcast and many other things. Dylan Apalian guest starred on this string of episodes as Tag, a fellow streamer, to James's character, Sack. So Tag is a fellow Dragonling, which is like this universe's kobolds. And he is into all sorts of shenanigans. But we find out a lot of interesting stuff about Tag and his patron middle management in the coming episodes. Which is really interesting. Okay, so we've got a good mid-roll here. We got TikTok yelling at me. Yes, I'm still here. Don't worry about it. Thank you. Okay, so we've got the mid-roll there. And then next, we are going to go to the next episode, which starts at almost 1 hour here. What else do we have? We've got to get this all set. What is going on here is the big question. What happened? What happened here? This is the intro. So I think I accidentally got the intro for the next episode stuck here instead of where it was supposed to be. So we'll see kind of where that sits. But for now, I can go ahead and pull in these central parts from the previous episode and pop them right in here. And we did Drew last time. So Allie's turn this time. Pull Allie in here. And I really don't want to bug the crew again to reread these again, but like these were created in the days of Twitter being our main like social media thing. So has all of our Twitter user IDs and whatnot in here instead of Blue Sky or wherever. And that has always bugged me since Twitter became a dumpster fire, and we always avoid it. So, whatever. I mean, people can still find us. It's not too bad. I think this one goes to 50 minutes, give or take. 51 minutes. Yeah. So we're looking at around 25 again. Convention center, small crowd. We got big punch, small punch. Gosh, what is going on in this episode? I can't even remember. We got some Imogen Heap knockoff music.
Yeah. And you come from something greater and more powerful, and you are a part of that, if but a small part. Petey, where are you?
Okay, this is kind of the perfect mid-roll here. How many seconds we got? 0.83. So we'll do a 4.77. And we'll kind of see what that means for our bumper here. I can go ahead and get those all out. And where are we? We got the mid-roll stainers from session 17 here. I think we will just put it up here for this episode so it doesn't fully cut off the ending reverb from the previous track. This should be good. Okay, so that episode is now done. We'll save that. I got one more to go, maybe two. I think I might be missing the one on the first episode in session 14, because that one's already on the public feed. But I want to get it shored up and replace the MP3 file on the public feed, just so it's all consistent. We'll kind of see how that all pans out. This one is a shorter episode, 41 minutes. So we're looking at the 20-minute mark, give or take. So somewhere in here or so. Maybe even slightly sooner.
It's this great entrance, but it is immediately preempted by a much bigger streamer, like who pops up after he's taken way too long to emerge from this limousine, as basically he was like going slow motion in real life. So, you know, there are like one or two pictures taken of him, but like they're the least flattering moments, and then the like Mr. Beast is behind him.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's actually a giant like behemoth.
Okay, so Mr. Beast is behind him. I think this will be a good enough mid-roll. Because they get into a whole bunch of like different different streamers and whatnot that they see on the street effectively as they're arriving at the Beelzebub Awards, which is the big awards ceremony that is kind of the main storyline that was driving SAC recently. Mid-roll. Okay, so that's those, and let's fix the ending here, of course. Pop those all the way over here. And then this is going to be Mel. So get Mel in there. Almost dropped that perfectly. That's fine. Get that one cut there. And we'll get Mel back up onto the session audio line. Perfect. Everything's ducking correctly. Good. Okay, so now I'm just going to hop back to session 14. I think it's already open. I don't want to reopen it on accident. I don't think it would, but Audition has done weirder things in the past to me. There we go. So I think I have calculated that I should be able to actually afford a computer upgrade, which will help me out tremendously in a lot of things, especially when in regards to streaming, but also with editing. There is a lot that, what happened here? Where are my music files? Oh, they're way up there. That's wild. There's a lot that I do on here with the streaming that all of my computing power just gets eaten up by my encoder. And that has been extremely troublesome at times. So I wanted to get a little bit of an upgrade going so I can actually stream seamlessly and edit and or play the latest games, you know, whatever I want to do, just so I can have some nice me time at times. Okay, so this one is 46 minutes. We're looking at around 23. What do we got going on here? There is an ambient shift here, so maybe
There's around there, and Harker goes, "Yeah, just go over there. Let's just go over there. Maybe the water will calm me down."
All right. Ty walks up.
all right. I think that's good enough for a mid-roll. So the entire theme of my existence over the last couple of weeks or so has been rescuing my mental health. And I think it's been going well so far. Today has been not so bad. I got to play some Minecraft with the kids while my wife has been out for a bit. And now my kids are at my mom's house while my wife is out in Minnesota for the weekend with some friends. Mid-roll, that's what I'm trying to type. So I've got the house to myself and, well, myself and 4 cats. So it's just us boys at the house for the next 3 days, 2 days at this point. Yeah, Tuesday sometime. People start shuffling back into the house. So I am trying to take things easy, and having a late night stream tonight was one of those treat yourself things that I wanted to do. Let's see, who is on here? That's James. So we're going to start this episode here with Mel, I think. This is session 14, I believe. Somewhere in there. I don't know. I think it's this one. We'll figure it out. But either way, a new PC would be very helpful for my mental well-being as well, since that's where I spend most of my free time. And I've been struggling with a lot of technical issues lately that could be mitigated by an upgrade. Okay, so we got sessions 14, 15, 16, and 17 squared away for exporting for public releases. I think I can even go back to session 13, if I'm being honest, because I think those episodes are already out there, like the episode 44 is. But where is 13? Oh gosh, it's in this weird, like, old naming convention stuff. 40 through 43, I think. 40 plus is what I called it. Gross. Now I'm getting into the like very earlier stages of editing for Starwall. I think these go back to like early 2025 when I edited these ones. So there's a lot of inefficiencies in these older ones. Looks like couldn't use vinyl or soundly place it. That's unfortunate. So I'm not sure. I don't know. There's probably a sound effect somewhere in there that's going to sound messed up because it won't be able to do vinyl or something on that. We got some fluorescent light ambience here. Ugh. Let's see, tambourines, all sorts of stuff. We got all sorts of stuff going on in here. It's interesting. Okay, so episode 43, we'll start with that. Expand track 6. We got to pull in the credits. I think we started with Mel or ended with Mel on the first of episode 44. So we got to go backwards to Allie this time. And I've got so much open right now. Okay, Starwall. That's what I'm looking for. Credits music. We'll pull that in. And I'm going to avoid all of this in the future by basically having the credits in the Patreon releases as well. Because it makes no sense not to, now that we have them. And it will keep that cohesion going forward, which will be nice. Allie, I said. So Allie comes in here. Here we go. And we will get rid of that little bump there. And then the characters, doesn't matter where we pull that from. That goes in there. And then let's do the credits ducking here as well. Good. And just to be a little efficient now, I'm going to go ahead and do the end credits for all of them at the same time once it's done saving, or auto ducking rather. There we go. Auto ducking complete. Let's move this over here now. And then this one is going to be, let's see, we did Allie. Drew is going to be next. Oh, it's going to be that way, I think, isn't it? Where it takes like 15 seconds for it to auto duck every new thing that I toss in here. That'll be fun. I guess we'll see how that goes. My computer's struggling a little bit at this point. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Just kind of shimmy this up here. Same with this one. Did I cut that at the wrong spot? So now I have to check the first one to see if I cut off anything else on accident. Doesn't look like it. I think we're good. Perfect. Okay. Credits for the next one. Where is the music on this? Why is it way up there? That's wild. Okay. That one worked fine. And this is going to be James on this one. I was contemplating doing my own on here. But like my voice is rarely heard on this show. I think I've been in there once or twice for a outtakes portion when there were no outtakes to do for that series or that episode. So I don't know what else I would be showing up in, but I don't think I need to be in the credits, is my thought. Okay, so that is all of them. Now we're going to swap back into Mel here after we're done saving, and it actually pulls in the episodes into the local file structure. Where are we sitting at? 16, 17, who knows? 4+. I don't know if it even saved in here, but that's okay. Oh, that's because I don't think I used Mel at all yet. So there we go. That's fine. I'm going to see if I can convince the cast to have me on as a guest at some point, though. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I would love to drive down to Chicago to spend some time with them. Because it has been quite a while since I've seen them in person. And in fact, I think Allie and Drew, I only met at the Renaissance Fair in person. Because, goodness. I mean, Drew was easy enough to talk to out of character. Because, you know, when they're at the Renaissance Fair, they got to be kind of in character the whole time. Allie, however, plays the queen, and there is near zero chance that Allie can break character at all, because there is always an entourage around the queen at the Renaissance Fair. And then there's always like people that want to see the queen or talk to the queen that are attending the fair. So like I got a little bit of time to talk to both of them. But it was short-lived, unfortunately. But I do want to hang out with them sometime in person, because I think that would be a lot of fun. That might be a good excuse to record some stuff together. But gosh, it's been a while since I've done like any actual play stuff. Even then, I think I was just the GM at that point. I might have played in a one-shot here and there, but like nothing too serious. Like probably for International Podcast Month or something. Okay. You're looking for around the 24-minute mark, give or take. So give or take right around here. Cursed Blade Summon. Gosh, there's a lot going on in this episode here. It's almost constant stuff happening. This is the weird party that's supposed to be like the most boring party in existence, ironically. Like super rich people across the multiverse have gathered for this Beezies like awards thing. And these are like the patrons that sponsor everything. So there's like devils and gods and like dragons and all sorts of different types of entities here that are super rich and throwing a party that is purposely dull, ironically, because they think it's fun. So like this whole thing, it's got like this fluorescent lights hum in the background, multiple of them, and they're like slightly offset here. It's supposed to be like a very disconcerting scene, and I'm just curious if there's like gosh, I don't know if there's a good mid-roll point in here. Maybe after packing up vape? I don't know.
And so he literally gathers up all of his vape, all of his smoke, and leaves the party in a huff.
I think that's my opportunity, is that the vape lord, not well loved in this room. Not the most fun, even for other patrons, not fun to be around because he's just like filling the air with this depressing smoke. There's a blocked view of the rehearsal for Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Like, it's just... It was not great. So that's some of the other patrons like kind of look around and notice that. So not only have I successfully dismissed the cloud so I can navigate the room, but like I've drawn a little bit of attention to myself and definitely made my patrons happy.
I think his name's Miasmer.
Miasmer the Vape Lord.
Miasmer the
That
Vape.
cumulonimbus, baby.
Clouds.
Miasmer the Vape Lord. Thank you. So yeah.
We'll cut it right here. I think that should be fine. Nope, that's not the button I wanted. Silence. 5.5 seconds. Okay, and then if my brain can work, I can remember that I need to be putting a mid-roll stainer in here. Put that on track 6. There we go. This will be mid-roll. There we go. Okay. I think that's probably going to be the best I can do right now. I am getting tired. I know that much for sure. So I'm going to probably head out actually, and get some rest. Because I've done some good work here, but now I have to export everything, and that's going to take a while. And it makes no sense to do that while I am streaming, because it will kill my stream quality for sure. Session 14 maybe is where I need to start that. And honestly, I could probably just do everything all at once and then cut the episodes out specifically. So I did 45 earlier. So episodes, all the ones that are upcoming is kind of the big deal, right? I need to know exactly when these are ending here. End of 48. Want the gaps to be obvious, right? This is going to be start of 48. Start of 48. Okay, and this is the end of 47. Yep. And this will be the start of 47. Start of 47. Okay, and then we got 46 here. And again, start of 46. 46. So 46, 47, 48, and 49. Start of 49. And then end episode here. And episode 49, we'll say, just to be easy to find. Okay, so then I come all the way back here to the start of 46. So these are the next 4 that I really want to get kind of out there. This is going to be episodes 46 through 49. Actually, I'm just going to do episode 46, season 03, episode, I think this is 09, honestly. And this is session 14. So that is kind of the naming standard that I'm going with on these ones. This is session 14, 46, and I'm naming it 46 even though I'm doing 4 episodes, because then I can just cut the last 3, save it, undo, cut the first episode and the last 2, save as, undo, and then repeat, right? So that I can just keep saving a bunch of WAV files instead of exporting each one linearly. Wait for the first one, export the next one, blah, blah, blah. This should work out really well. Have done it before, and it tends to work fine. So as soon as I hit OK, I think my stream's going to go blue. So we'll see about doing that after I'm done with the stream here. So I am thirsty. I am tired. I was happy to be able to hop on here, and Jess Burstow, thank you so much for stopping in. I don't see you in the audience currently, but that doesn't mean you aren't here, and TikTok is just hiding your presence from me for whatever reason. But was lovely to have you stop by. I do miss you, and hopefully everything is going well in your life. Hopefully can able to see you and chat with you again sometime soon. For now, I have stream tomorrow, theoretically. Crimson Desert. We'll see if I can get it working. The streaming of Crimson Desert has been riddled with technical issues, and it's been a little frustrating. So we'll see if I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, or if we're going to mulligan and do a live edit of whatever. I'm not totally locked in yet. Then on Wednesday, more Crimson Desert, if we're able to. We're going for a 100% in the post game right now. So doing quests, exploration, finding gear. I think the next thing that I'm worried about is trying to find the black dye. And then there's a bunch of like grays that I need to get as well. And some other colored dyes that I don't totally care about yet, but like I want to complete my dye set. I want to complete some challenges. I want to complete some quests. I want to find some more gear. I think I've got almost all of the Damien gear now. So now I need to kind of work on Unka, because I really like the gear that I have for Cliff right now. And I think I like the gear for Unka, but I only have one outfit for him, basically. It looks really cool, but it is only one outfit. So I want to have options. So that way, I have all the nice shiny things, basically. So we'll see how that goes. And then Thursday, back to my old standard hightail, doing some more basement renovations. So I'm looking forward to that. And then all the way back to next week, Sunday, when we get back into some actual podcast editing, some sound design, who knows what else. Pandas is still off for the whole month of June. So it will probably be Starwall, and it will probably be sound design for Starwall instead of what we have been doing here tonight. I just wanted to hop on the stream while I did this, because why not? See who stopped by, and I thought it was nice. So very good. That's all the spiel I have for the end of the stream here. So thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Have an excellent rest of your evening. Have an excellent start to the week. Hopefully I will see you again sometime soon, but either way, take care, stay safe, everybody, drink some water, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.